The smell of freshly cut grass filled the air. The sounds of suburban traffic could be heard. Traffic made up of large, bulky hunks of metal with louder engines than Steve had grown used to. Somewhere down the street, children could be heard playing games in which they imagined themselves to be howling commandos storming the fortresses of Hydra. The whole world seemed to move at a different pace. It was slower. It was quieter. It was simpler. It was home. Steve opened his eyes. He emerged from the alleyway in which he had materialized and looked around. No one had seen him. "Much obliged, ma'am," Steve said under his breath. The Ancient One had been kind enough to help with not only his navigation through time, but space as well. She was able to observe, with the assistance of one of her portals, a specific moment and place in time where he could appear unnoticed. But that was all the help he would need, because beyond that, Steve knew exactly where he was going. He crossed the street and walked up the steps of the house in front of him. His heart rate increased with each one. He steeled himself and knocked on the door.
"Just a minute,"
he heard her say. His palms had begun to sweat, and he quickly wiped them against the sides of his pants. He walked to the window to glance at his reflection and touched up his hair. Then he moved back to the door, just as the locks began to turn. The door opened, and there she was, as beautiful as ever. Not a photograph, not a piece of archival footage, not an illusion plucked from his memory. She existed in the here and now, and so did he.